Thank you very much. Our mummies are still in.
GNATLAS is 40 years, and this is the National Roundtable 2025, powered by Ghana National Association of Teachers. There will be a 3-day seminar with a contest. Theme: the role of the female teacher in GNAT. Date: from the 10th to the 12th of December 2025. Venue: at the GNAT IRRIS Abankro Ejisu Ashanti region. Wednesday, December 10th, arrival, orientation and briefings. Thursday, December 11th, opening ceremony, presentations and discussions. Friday, December 12th, presentations and discussions continue. Who takes the crown as Miss GNATLAS 2025, representing the Northern region? Stella, Westing, Mamiasi, Greater Accra, Kante, Easting, Kwachawa, Central, Spires, Upper East, Mma, Brong Ahafo, Aroma, Volta, Yesinyo, Ashanti, Flivia, and Upper West, Asingwini. Guest speaker, Dr. Nanekia Wuswansa. Special guest of honor, Nana Nyaku Abrasika III, Manson Quantaman Hima, and Richard Tanopia, the acting national gender coordinator. Miss GNATLAS 2025, GNATLAS Supreme. GNATLAS is 40 years, and this is the National Roundtable 2025, powered by Ghana National Association of Teachers. There will be a 3-day seminar with a contest. Theme: the role of the female teacher in GNAT. Date: from the 10th to the 12th of December 2025. Venue: at the GNAT IRRIS Abankro Ejisu Ashanti region. Wednesday, December 10th, arrival, orientation and briefings. Thursday, December 11th, opening ceremony, presentations and discussions. Friday, December 12th, presentations and discussions continue. Who takes the crown as Miss GNATLAS 2025, representing the Northern region? Stella, Westing, Mamiasi, Greater Accra, Kante, Easting, Kwachawa, Central, Spires, Upper East, Mma, Brong Ahafo, Aroma, Volta, Yesinyo, Ashanti, Flivia, and Upper West, Asingwini. Guest speaker, Dr. Nanekia Wuswansa. Special guest of honor, Nana Nyaku Abrasika III, Manson Quantaman Hima, and Richard Tanopia, the acting national gender coordinator. Miss GNATLAS 2025, GNATLAS Supreme. GNATLAS is 40 years, and this is the National Roundtable 2025, powered by Ghana National Association of Teachers. There will be a 3-day seminar with a contest. Theme: the role of the female teacher in GNAT. Date: from the 10th to the 12th of December 2025. Venue: at the GNAT IRRIS Abankro Ejisu Ashanti region. Wednesday, December 10th, arrival, orientation and briefings. Thursday, December 11th, opening ceremony, presentations and discussions. Friday, December 12th, presentations and discussions continue. Who takes the crown as Miss GNATLAS 2025, representing the Northern region? Stella, Westing, Mamiasi, Greater Accra, Kante, Easting, Kwachawa, Central, Spires, Upper East, Mma, Brong Ahafo.
Oh, GNATLAS is supreme.
Oh, GNATLAS is supreme. GNATLAS is supreme. Oh, GNATLAS is supreme.
GNATLAS is supreme. Oh, GNATLAS is supreme. Semikawa. Semikawa.
Yeah, supreme. Yes.
Ladies arise and shine.
Not ladies arise and shine. Not ladies arise and shine.
Oh,
for we have been liberated.
oh,
Not ladies arise and shine. Not ladies
Let's go.
Not last, not last, not ladies, for we have been liberated.
One more time.
Not last, not last, not ladies, for we have been liberated.
Arise and shine. Let's go. Ladies, arise.
And shine.
Oh,
Not ladies, arise and shine. Not ladies, arise and shine.
for we have been liberated. Ladies, ladies, arise.
Not ladies, arise and shine. Not ladies, arise and shine. For we have been liberated.
GNATLAS is good for everyone.
GNATLAS is good for everyone.
Oh, GNATLAS is good for everyone. Oh,
GNATLAS is good for everyone.
I wanna be a member.
I wanna
I be a member. Hey, I wanna be a member. Hey, I wanna be a member. GNATLAS is good for everyone. I say, hey, I wanna be a member. Hey,
I wanna be a
member. Yeah, yeah, I wanna be a member. GNATLAS is good for everyone.
GNATLAS is good for everyone.
Oh, GNATLAS is good for everyone.
I say GNATLAS is good for everyone.
Oh, GNATLAS is good for everyone.
Let's go. Hey, I wanna be a member. Hey, I wanna be a member. Hey, hey, I wanna be a member. GNATLAS is good for
Everyone.
GNATLAS. Hip hip hip. Joy, joy, boy. I'm counting one. What is one? One is one alone. Alone it shall be. I'm counting two. What is two? Two pair, compare. One is one alone. I'm counting three. What is three? Three. Turn around two pair. They compare. Let us pay. Four. I'm counting four. Four is three. Two pets. Let us pay. One is one. Hello. Hello. Five. I'm counting five. What is five? Five is fire. Fire. Three. Two pet. Two. Come. Let us pay. One is one. Six. I'm counting six. What is six? Six. Sister. Five is four. Follow me. Three. Stand. Two back. Two back. Let us pay. Seven. I'm counting seven. Seven is Savior. Six is sister. Five. Four. Three. Two pair. Two pair. Come. One is one. Hello. Eight. Eight. I'm counting eight. Eight is eat more fruit. Seven is Savior. Five is sister. Five is fire. Four. Follow I'm counting 10. What is 10? 10 is yo. 9 is eat. 10 is eat more fruit. 6 is sister. 5 is fire. 3 step. 2 campaign. 10. I'm counting 10. What is 10? 10 is thank you, God. 9 is yo. 8 is eat more fruit. 7 is savior. 6 is sister. 5 is 4 is follow me. 3 is two pair, come back. Let us back. 1 is 1. Hello. Thank you.
Yeah. NATLAS. I wish and pray that we could have been here for 1 month. Can say heat. God bless you, ladies. God bless you so much. You have done well. And I like the energy. God bless you. Heat Baba. Yes, so like I said earlier, we have our wonderful doctor, our supreme doctor. Now she has been co-opted to NATLAS, the ladies' doctor. Lady doctor, you are welcome. So, like I said earlier, we have our NATLAS policy. And I know you are wondering, what is in that policy? Our doctor is here this morning to take us through the gender policy so that we will know what is in it and how we are going to work with the document as district coordinators and regional coordinators. Lady doctor, this time I've added the lady. Lady doctor, the supreme doctor, the ladies doctor. You are welcome to give a presentation on the gender. Let's give her a round of applause.
Thank you. NATLAS. You are a whole vibe. I mean, you really are a whole vibe. From the Western Regional lady who is sick and busy singing, to the Vuvuzela ladies, you are a whole vibe. It's great to be here this morning. So I'm going to be talking you through the NATLAS policy. The reason, let me not tell you. Why is this policy even important? Can somebody tell us why the policy is important? I'm in a room of teachers, so I have to behave like a teacher. Yes, ma'am. Can somebody please give there's a mic there.
Thank you very much. The policy is very important because it is going to guide how we deal with our activities, how we are able to fight for what we are entitled to. For we are the neck that carries the head when it comes to NAT activities.
Thank you so much. Somebody else, please keep the mic because this is going to be interactive. It's not going to be about me talking.
Okay.
Anybody else want to add to what my madam said? Why is this policy important? Anna, she said, oh. Yes. No, I refuse to do that. You're okay with him? All right. That's another thing. Is a hand is up. Okay, please give it to my hand up lady. Kami wa chocolate wa hand kami mao. I'll look for some and give to you. Don't worry.
Yes, I think NATLAS as a society, we do not have a constitution. So we are abided by the NAT constitution. And with these policies, some of our ideas could be incorporated into the mainstream constitution where our aims and objectives could be carried out smoothly without hitches. Thank you.
Very well, thank you. NATLAS has bylaws, and so, like she was saying, supplementing it or having the policy will really help so that we know how to actually move forward. What are the things that will institutionalize the things we want to do? We've kept talking and talking and talking about, general secretary, president, all of that. And we don't want it to be an aberration. We don't want it to be an unusual occurrence, right? We talk about the fact that we want to have more female general secretaries. We want to have more female presidents. And so it's important that we have something that will create pathways. Is that making sense? We want to have something that will create pathways so that it's not one sole woman arising. We have, a talent pool. We have succession planning. We have people that we know that, these people are developed to step into leadership roles. And part of the reason why this NATLAS policy, please go back to the first. I've started talking, but go back to the first slide altogether. So part of the reason why this policy is being put in place is to have something like that. And the people that are bringing this to you, I'm sure you've met Dr. Linus. Next slide, please. The people that are bringing it to you are Lilitan Research Consult. Dr. Linus, I'm sure a lot of you know him, even though he's not here, right? Also known as the NAT physician. And then myself, I partnered with him to work on the NAT policy. There's something that last time I was here, I mentioned it. It says, we know where we are going because we know where we are from. Who said that? Why Casa? We know where we are going because we know where we are from. Bob Marley, and the song that it came from is, Mami Way, another chocolate, thank me for it. Exodus, you have to know where it is you are coming from so that you know that this is where I am and this is where we are going. And so with respect to that, we go to the NAT gender milestones. Madam, please move to the next slide for me. There are a lot of milestones that NAT has chalked, and this is just, capturing but a few. When you look into you look at the book that was given to you, you see a lot of milestones. I'm just going to mention a few that are captured here. And the first one is when Mrs. Georgina Baden becomes the first female national president of NAT. Huge milestone. And then we talk about 1990, a gender desk created to institutionalize women's participation. When we say that we are doing, NAT, we are doing all of that, and you don't institutionalize things, people do it at their own cares and whims. And then in 1992, the first NATLAS bylaw was drafted. revised in 2005 and 2009. And then the reason and how we are here, in the late 1990s, there was the introduction of the Roundtable. It was supposed to be a major advocacy platform. We gathered together, and I'm sure you are feeling it. I mean, just being here, I feel the energy, and I'm deriving so much energy from this room, right? And so you are also, I'm sure, I mean, this roundtable, you are getting energy, you are getting ideas. It was done in the late 1990s. And then from 2002 to 2014, our big mama, Mrs. Irene Duncan Adanusa, she was appointed the first female General Secretary of GNAT. Mama, we acknowledge you, we appreciate you. You are here, so thank you. Thank you for being a trailblazer. She did not let it land at, in Ghana. Mrs. Irene Duncan Adanusa again was elected president of ARAF. Like, she has gone beyond the borders of Ghana. And it is a testament to what, she can do and what the GNAT machinery can do, the GNATLAS machinery. And then we have Mrs. Helena Irasa, elected first General Secretary of AWEN. We also had the Women in Education bursary launched to support rural women educators. Is there anybody here who is a beneficiary of the Women in Education bursary? Beautiful. Good to see your hands up. And that is, we will talk more about it. Very important to encourage education and all of that. And then at present, GNATLAS has grown from 45,000 to 113,000. Is that not amazing? I think it's a testament of what you and the power of mobilization, and you need to give yourself a hand for that. Please go ahead and give yourself a hand for that. I also want to acknowledge the various beautiful women in the house, from Miss Gifty to Miss Philippa to Madam Lily. I don't know where she is now. And to all you beautiful women in here, it's a testament of what, the womanhood can do. And the fact that we are sitting here deliberating on a GNATLAS policy is very, very significant. Please go to the next slide. In terms of GNATLAS statistics, GNAT in itself has about 260,000 members, and GNATLAS has 113,000 plus members, which means that GNATLAS is about 44% of GNAT membership. In terms of female-male ratio, the graph shows it. The Greater Accra region has the highest female membership, 63%. Greater Accra region, Madam Oye, solid. And there's a lot of work, or more work, to be done in the three. Can I please have your silence? There's a lot of work to be done in the northern regions because they have between 31 to 35 female membership. The good thing about it is that with that, there's opportunity, right? When it's not so much, there's really a lot of opportunity because you know that, okay, you can really drive. The interesting statistics about, please, may I have you sitting down? I know you're... Okay, permission to continue. The room is a bit too noisy. It feels like there are so many conversations. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do what you do to us in the classrooms. If I see somebody talking, I'll just hand the mic for them to continue talking to us about the GNATLAS policy. Do what? Write it and he's writing the names of talkatives as well. So if I see somebody talking, please, I'll give the mic to you. You can continue with the mic policy, with the GNATLAS policy. The interesting thing is that over 76% of female NAT members are married. And that is very interesting because it suggests that we need to have family-friendly policies. Do you agree? If you have somebody in a certain area and you are posting them to another area, you need to think about it because, I mean, you could really be disorganizing the family unit. In terms of the numbers, out of 132 administrative districts of NAT, there are 20 female chairpersons. The chairpersons, please rise up and get your flowers. Please give us a beauty wave, not the ordinary, that, However, if we only have 20, what does that tell us? Out of 132, we have 20. You are the yes and twist, but it's really on you to pull others along. Women supporting women, right? And out of 10 administrative regions, we have 1 female chairperson. Madam Oye. Oye. Madam Oye, she's not here, but Madam Salome, please, where is she? There she is. Please stand up and collect your flowers. This one is an easy statistic. Out of 10 administrative regions, 1 female chairperson. What is that percentage? 10%. Into this affirmative action bill that we are supposed to have 30%. How do we deal with it? We'll talk about that. Out of 208 administrative staff of NAT, males are 174, which is about 83, almost 84%, and females are 34. We don our hats off to you, the females in there, but what again does that tell us? There's a lot of work to be done. And that is part of the reason why it's important to show these statistics because, again, Bob Marley, we know where we are standing, so we know where we are going to move to. Okay. In terms of policy context, Madam, you can please move to the next slide. We have 56% of women in teaching workforce in Ghana, and out of that, less than 25% are women in leadership roles. What that tells me is that for you women here who are in leadership roles, I don off my hat to you. Well done. However, again, this picture tells us that there's a lot of work to be done. And from 1985 to 2025, we've been operating with the GNATLAS bylaw. What is happening with so few women in leadership roles is that there's limited female voices in decision-making process. You can just imagine if there's a room full of the regional chairpersons and all of that, and then regional chairpersons, and there are 20 female chairpersons, and they're supposed to be voting. What do you think happens when voting is supposed to be about women's issues and women's rights? And that is why representation is important. Is that making sense? Because you only have 20 votes. And, your male counterparts have 100 and whatever votes. And so if it comes between, doing something that is wider NAT versus doing something which is very peculiar to the women, guess what will happen? Is that making sense? And there's insufficient institutionalized support for women educators. We need comprehensive welfare and professional development systems. And so the strategic response to that is transition from the bylaw to a comprehensive policy framework, which is aligned with national and international commitments. Yesterday, we heard so much about the Affirmative Action Act, or the Gender Equity Act, which talks about the need to have 30% of women in leadership by 2026, which means that we are well positioned, right? And it's also progressive, because by 2034, 50%, it means that we will be getting a voice. But what is important is making sure that we are positioned to take advantage of opportunities. Yesterday, a lady mentioned it, and I knew where she was coming from, about the fact that she's been trying to give people opportunities for leadership. But because of all the things around us, we are not that interested in taking advantage. And these are the reasons why we need to provide institutionalized support. How do we develop leadership capabilities? How do we develop confidence? How do we get people to take advantage of the opportunities that are available to us? We need comprehensive welfare and professional development systems so that we are aligned and we can get that strategic response that we are looking for. Madam, you can please go to the next slide for me. I like showing this slide because for me it tells a big story. So on the left-hand side, it talks about equity. On the right-hand side, on the left-hand side, it talks about equality. On the right-hand side, it talks about equity. What is the difference between equality and equity? So, be answer this woman here. Obi answer that she's bringing you a mic, please.
Okay, so from the slide, I'm realizing that equality is just giving to everybody, but equity is giving according to the need of the individual.
Very good. Does anybody have something to add to that?
Thank you. So equality is giving or sharing resources, opportunities, and privileges equally among people. But equality has to do with giving a fair share. Equity has to do with giving a fair share of the resources to individuals based on their needs so that both can achieve progress and success. Thank you
very much. And I'm glad you were listening, because when she said equality, I'm correcting equity. So that's great. Anybody else have something to add to this? You go to a hospital and we diagnose before we give you the medication you need, right? We are not just handing out paracetamol to everybody because we're by hospital. Into Obia here paracetamol. Please forgive me. It's easy for me to switch to Chi. I will go back to English. We're not just handing out medication or generic medication to everyone just because they are there. You need to kind of see what the person needs to be able to help the person. And that is why when I started this, I asked about how many women here have received the Women in Education bursary. There are all these teachers in education. However, there are specific, or there is a specific target trying to get women in education to go back to school and all of that. And that is an example of equity from GNAT. Is that making sense to you? And for that, I think GNAT needs to be applauded. Even before this, they have started putting in policies in place that will make sure that people are getting needed support. And so equity is about making sure that you look at the individual needs. You are not giving everybody a bicycle to ride. The child cannot ride that bicycle. The woman with the child cannot ride that bicycle. You want to look at the needs of the people and you meet them at the point of needs, because that is when whatever it is you're giving to them is more useful. Next slide, please. So in developing this GNATLAS policy, the impact or what we were looking to do was to ensure that there was equity, because it's through equity that you actually strive towards equality. It's when you start giving people things that they don't have that you are now moving them to the level where they are supposed to be and at par with other people. And in terms of the policy preparation process, the first thing that we did was a desk review, where we reviewed NAT's constitutional and policy documents. We reviewed the bylaw, gender policies, national framework, and all of that. And the second thing, thank you so much to the people who were part of it. Really, really appreciate you. We engaged NAT leadership, past and present, on NATLAS executives, members, NAT staff, about the, and we consulted with them, what really does NATLAS need to be able to grow. And so for all the people here who were part of that stakeholder consultation and who gave us very valuable input, thank you very much. You are part of this process. Really appreciate you, and we cannot talk about this without you. And then what we did was we benchmarked against gender and education policies of other teacher unions locally and internationally. We needed to identify gaps. We needed to appreciate leading processes. And then the next phase was the policy formulation and drafting stage, where we synthesized findings into a draft policy. I remember, and I know I have the face of the person right in front of me, but I can't remember the person's name. For instance, in the stakeholder consultation, she said, you have 5 pillars, but given the environmental impact of the work we do, we need to have an environmental pillar in the policy. And so that stakeholder consultation really helped to shape. And that is when we synthesized the findings into a draft policy framework. And it was led by NAT leadership and NATLAS executives. Thank you very much. And then in terms of validation and finalization, we presented the draft to the validation workshop to ensure that people, there was broad ownership. Sometimes from the outside looking in, you think this is what needs to be done. But people actually looked at the policy document, and thank you for those who did that, line by line, correcting grammar. Teachers, correcting grammar, correcting the things within the policy, saying, okay, this will not work, or this is already in place. And so it's important that you put all these things in place to get where we need to get to. Please, next slide. This is an example. These are pictures from the stakeholder validation workshop, where we had past and present leaders coming together with us to, develop the policy. And again, thank you, and Ayiko, for that. Next slide, please. In terms of the purpose, the scope, and the target beneficiaries, the purpose of this whole NATLAS policy is to provide a comprehensive framework for advancing gender equity. And the word used is not light. Equity, not so much equality. Leadership and inclusion within NAT and the wider education sector. And the scope is that it applies to NATLAS structures at the national, regional, district, and local levels. In terms of the beneficiaries or the target beneficiaries of this policy, the primary beneficiaries are female NAT members across all levels of the association, and by extension, school-going girls. When they see what you are able to do, they are also able to aspire to higher. And so that is the target beneficiary. And in terms of the secondary beneficiary, is the wider NAT membership, Ghana's education system, families and communities who are benefiting from empowered women. Allow me to borrow from Madam Gifty. You touch one and you touch? Exactly. So in terms of the target beneficiaries, if NATLAS members are empowered, NATLAS women become leaders, it means you are touching all. You're touching not just, the NATLAS or NAT, you are actually touching the community as a whole. Next slide, please. Madam, please, next slide. So for this policy, there are 6 strategic pillars. And the first pillar is professional excellence and development. With professional excellence and development, the first one is to provide continuous learning and leadership development opportunities that enhance teaching effectiveness, innovation, and career advancement. I think, I say she's lost in the crowd. Madam Headmistress was talking about the fact that, there are female teachers in her, female educators in her school who are very good, so much experience, and yet they are not able to progress because of the lack of, certification. And at a certain point in time, wahala will, break loose. And part of strategic pillar 1 is on professional excellence and development, which is about providing that kind of support for, NATLAS members. And so with that, there's going to be capacity building workshops on pedagogy, digital literacy, STEM, ICT integration. There's also going to be mentorship systems, formal frameworks. I mean, people will talk to you and say, can you be my mentor? No problem, I can be your mentor. I want in the next time you're at a meeting and they're like, mentor, I'm like, mentee, how are you? No problem. But the point is that when it's not institutionalized, you are not really getting the benefit of mentorship. And we have so many people here that could be mentors. Yesterday, I was very happy because I saw 2 MCs. I saw Vero and the other lady, Nasara. And, they were feeding off, their energy was wonderful. They were feeding off each other. And so in terms of all of that, next time, why can't we continue developing? Why can't we mentor people in areas that they are good at? And so that mentorship systems, which is formalized, will help where we are linking senior and junior educators, peer networks. Something is done in the Western region. How can we adopt it in the Upper West region or the Northern regions? Some of these things. And creating communities of practice so that we get to learn and feed off of each other. Another point that we also want to do is recognition. Awards for teaching and leadership. We spoke yesterday about leadership sometimes going beyond the classroom. Increasing community engagement, getting people to actually come, increasing attendance and all of that. And we want to be able to, like yesterday, highlight role models. Madam Abigail, she's done this. If you are in touch with them, right now we are less than 20 data tracking. We want to have development initiatives, executive training and strategic planning. Sometimes part of the reason why women shy away from some of these things is because they feel they are not able, or right now, I don't see myself being there. And so it's important that we're able to have these, development initiatives to help. Conflict resolution. And it's an interesting one because a lot of times women are the best conflict resoluters, if there's such a word. But we also shy away from conflict. It's like, we don't want to get involved, but we can provide the best conflict resolution. And so training in such, issues, financial management. Yesterday, somebody mentioned something about, a lady not managing her own finances. We don't know the root cause. Maybe it's because she's not good at financial management. Provide people with the tools. Give them, maybe at a certain point in time, when she's able to know that, okay, I can be my own, financial manager, it would be a good way to go for that person. The third pillar that we want to look at is economic empowerment. And with economic empowerment, we want to facilitate access to financial services. We want to look at entrepreneurship opportunities. We want to look at social protection schemes that improve the economic well-being of women educators. And so with the economic empowerment, we wanted to talk about financial literacy, training in budgeting, investments, and entrepreneurial skills like business planning. Yesterday, I was going around and I saw so many things that so many of you had done. I mean, we have so many entrepreneurs in our midst. How do we leverage on these entrepreneurial skills and use it as businesses? And yes, it's like, oh, I have these ideas. How do we convert the ideas into actual businesses? We want to talk about social protection. We want to advocate for health insurance, mental health services. In looking at data for GAES, like NAT, baseline data, we realized that there were some suicides, both men and women. Mental health services, where people feel when the heat is getting too much and they feel there are people around them that they don't really trust, there is the opportunity for them to reach out to people they can reach out to. We want to talk about health and wellness. Did you have your aerobics today? Oh, it's not too late. Not to worry. Health and wellness. Preventative health programs. Prevention, they say, is better than cure, right? Still, Alice, in terms of GBV prevention.